Hello, and welcome to another episode of Social Workers Rise. It is your host, Catherine here. I am so excited to be joined. Is that the way you say it? I don't know. To have Bas as a guest on the podcast. Welcome to the podcast, Bas. I'm going to introduce you in just a minute. But listener, today we're going to be talking about multiple streams of income. Before you turn off and before you get scared away, this is for you if you don't know what the heck I'm talking about, but you want to make more money. This is for you if you are struggling right now as a social worker and you're looking at this economy like, what in the world am I going to do? This is for you if you are licensed or if you've been in this field for a long time and you're like, I got my stuff together. I know a bunch of different cool clinical stuff. That's the technical word for it, right? And you want to learn how to make more money off of this, how to generate income, and most importantly, how to use your skills in a way that creates impact, that changes lives. Because what you do right now, you know, in your job, you help people. How can we tap into those skills, expand that so that you have more freedom, you have less burnout, and you're able to scale your impact to help others in ways that you never even thought possible. So if you resonate with any of that, I ask you, please stay tuned because Bas and I are going to be talking about ways that we have started implementing and planting seeds for multiple streams of income. Today, we're talking with Bas Moreno, who is a fellow podcaster, entrepreneur. He does one-on-one financial counseling. You did some work as a school social worker. You've done so many different things. Please, you can tell me all of your experience better than I can tell you. So tell us who you are and what you do.
Hey, Catherine, it's good to be on a fellow social work podcaster, fellow social work podcaster celebrity.
Oh, you're so sweet. I always get so weird when people are like, oh, I feel like I'm talking to a celebrity. I'm like, nope, it's just me.
Seriously, it's just me as well. It's good to be on. I'm Bas Moreno. I'm a licensed master's level social worker in the state of Delaware. I'm a certified financial social worker. I'm a two-time published author, a social work podcaster, husband, father, caregiver, doing business as Bas Moreno Consulting. I provide one-on-one financial counseling and education for people of color in the sandwich generation who are struggling with their finances while caregiving. That's a bit about me to keep it short, sweet, to the point.
I love it. I love it. Thank you. Yeah. And you touched on a lot of important topics. And just to introduce myself, if you are new around here, my name is Catherine Moore. Like Bas, I have my hand in a lot of different areas. So by day, my primary income is being a teletherapist. I specialize in anxiety, had a lot of years as a medical social worker. I'm a licensed clinician in California, a best-selling author, keynote speaker. I also create courses for social workers, and I have the RISE directory, which is a directory for clinical supervisors. I created the clinical supervision log and resource guide that you can pick up. It's called the Rising Clinician. So a lot of different things going on.
It's an Amazon bestseller. You better give yourself that credit.
Thank you. Yes, I know. Yeah, I couldn't believe it. It was so funny because the day it came out, I was meeting with my mastermind group that day and I was telling them, I said, oh, guys, I just came out with it and I integrated all of your feedback and check it out. And they're like, Catherine, it's top rated on Amazon. I was like, holy shit, no way. I couldn't believe it. It was, I'm still blown away by that. So, but you know, I took a screenshot because you got to have proof.
No, yeah, of
So,
course.
really excited. Yeah. But let's hop into it because there's so much going on right now. And to be honest, it's kind of scary with
Yes.
everything as far as like the financial instability, the future, our clients, ourselves, our families. There's a lot going on.
Yeah.
Which is one reason why I think having multiple streams of income is is really important to at least start considering for yourself. What do you think?
Absolutely. It's funny because not purposely, I've had multiple streams of income, on a personal side, for a while now, and then just kind of without starting a business or anything, just life is life, and as we said before, we recorded, and there's like things like Social Security, death benefits that people are entitled to. There's a lot of people that had a lot of loss, especially on the think back to 5 years ago when COVID happened, and people unfortunately were passing away left and right, and so I'm sure a lot of people should have gone to the Social Security office, especially if they have young children, and children under 18 are entitled to death benefits if they lost parents, and they could get those benefits till the age of 18. So that's a source of income. You literally just fill out paperwork, show death certificate, and literally get a monthly check without doing anything. And it could be a substantial amount if a parent worked a certain amount of time. So it's though it's things like that people can get. Your situation is different than my situation, so it's like I know you're out in California. I don't know how you're making it because I seen the stories. California is expensive for no reason at
So
all.
expensive. I mean, I feel broke just going to lunch because we got to pay for parking. I'm like, shit, $10 on parking, and now I got $30 lunch. It's crazy.
Yeah, you open the door to your house, and you're literally like $20 just left your wallet just for breathing the air, and you haven't even started your car yet. So it's
Yeah.
a crazy
Yeah.
time. So yeah, so like work. I've been in social work, shoot, like 20, lost count, like more like 23 years right now. So I started in foster care, and I started working with mentally ill adults. Making that transition. I've always been about not only making impact, but making sure I get paid for like kind of my worth, or at least like get a bump in salary if I got to change jobs or change companies. So I see. I've always been a job hopper, and it's kind of in a way like as I got older, it bit me on the behind a little bit in terms of finances, but um, yeah, and then I finally got my master's in social work for a long time. So it's just when it turns
Yeah.
about like income and ways to make money, it was always just the 9 to 5 world. I was a licensed Zumba instructor as well, so incorporated our group theory that we learned in our MSW program about how to learn how to run groups and things like that. So I kind of used that
Love it.
practice, and I always loved to dance. I like remember as a kid, just like any assemblies, I'm like the first one on stage dancing in front of the whole school. So it's like put two and two together. So I started writing poetry out of nowhere. I'm not a poet. I'm just I write here and there, but literally just these words rhyme, and then all of a sudden I got a poem, and these words rhyme. It's like a second poem is like I got all these poems. Like how do I like release it? Do I do an ebook? Do I just do published book? And literally, I took a writing course that one of my past podcast guests conducts, and did his program, and he helped me release what's called "Trying Through Pain: How to Maximize Your Full Potential in Hard Times." You can get it on Amazon, and you just type in my name, and yeah, it's been out almost 3 years now, and I finally did the audiobook um, last year. So that was like one of my major accomplishments for 2024 because like I need to get this audiobook done already. Like I stop, and on top of everything else I'm doing, and so did that, and then came an opportunity of Latinx and Social Work Volume Two. I was asked to write a chapter in that book, and did that, and that led to some speaking engagements in New York City. It led to a couple of paid speaking engagements, one in Dallas, Texas. So went to Dallas for the first time, causing good trouble over there. And there's a lot of talented, amazing social workers out in Dallas Fort Worth area doing amazing work out there. And some of them I had on my podcast, so I was able to do connections and networking. Really, it's all about networking and putting yourself out there. I'm a natural introvert. I still got that inner New York in me. I will look at you sideways at first. I try to get better at that, but because you just never know who you're going to meet, and as a potential your next person that you're going to meet, you might make some good substantial money with, or potential, or at least they might know somebody. So I try to get better doing that. But the natural introvert in New York comes out real quick. Um, so yeah, the next Social Work Volume 2 book came out, and to great success. Is still like, we got like celebrities like posting pictures of the book
That's
coming out, and it's
amazing.
like really like powerful people like reading
Yeah.
our chapter, and having literally doing like a speaking engagement for United Federation of Teachers, one of the powerful unions in the United States. So I got a lot of exposure based off that book as well. So that was an interesting time, and still doing some public speaking here. Just went to a big conference in New York State in front of 70 people in New York, and like the New York Attorney General Letitia James was there, and the opportunities have been coming across. And LinkedIn's been a big help. Just you gotta be nosy on LinkedIn. If you don't have a LinkedIn profile, definitely get one, and like start following people or hit connections. And do the connection first, and then hit follow. Don't just do follow, because you might not see people's posts. And like literally, I'm like nosy. I'm scrolling almost like all day on LinkedIn, and making comments and hitting the like button, or celebrate button, and making comments, and DMing occasionally people like, hey, this is what I'm doing, and I like the work that you're doing, and kind of go off on that. I kind of do the same thing on Instagram as well, commenting on people's posts, and kind of like, if I see people like that I follow online, and actually like meet them in person, like, hey, I'm so and so, like from the podcast or whatever, like, or people just recognize me, come up to me, and it's like, oh, you're doing great work. Like, I like the first time meeting you, but they know of me and the work that I'm doing. That's how I met Dr. E Street. Like, I never met him before. I met him in Atlanta, and at the Millennial Social Work Conference. He was like Bas Moreno. I was like, oh snap, he knows who the hell I am.
Yeah, he must be a podcast listener, because he knew who I was, and I was like, I don't know who you are. He's cool though. He's cool.
Yeah,
But
he's
I
cool.
love that. So listener, I hope you are catching all these gems that Bas is giving you, because he is giving out so many different ideas around ways that you can even start or consider multiple streams of income. And what I mean by that is, when we say multiple streams of income, this means like, all right, we have our job. That's one income. That's what school and college is going to teach you that you need to do to retire good. But we know that's not going to happen, right? Because if we look at the most successful people who are living their best life, whatever that might be, they have different ways that they are making money. And that is exactly what we're talking about, is how do we set up these different ways that we can use our skills where, and you talked about it a little bit, but I'm going to point it out. So Bas found ways where he had passion for things like dance. And he was able to take that passion and either, figure out how his education can align with it, or how his experience can align with it, how somehow he has maybe training in it. So for you, if your passion is working with a particular population, you have education and training working this population. And then the third part is, where is there a need in the market, right? So being a Zumba instructor, at first it was cool, passion, education. it all aligned. There was a need for it, income, but then the economy changed and that stream was no longer there. So he had to regroup, right? So he liked writing, and that's how you got into writing the books and the poetry. So for you, where is it that you have passion, you have some education and training, and there's a need for it? Somebody is willing to pay you for these services. And he talked about a lot of different ways, like instructor, group facilitator, speaking engagements, and then the importance of networking and building your connections, either in person at these events or on things like LinkedIn. So there was a lot that you just kind of gave us. So thank you so much for that. What are some other ways, because you're connected to the industry, what are some other common ways in addition to speaking, to maybe writing books? We do coaching. I have a couple courses. What are some other ways that you've seen social workers make income or bring in some streams of income?
Wow. I tried to like do like my own events online, and as much as I try to promote it on Instagram or on LinkedIn and stuff like that. On my financial coaching business, there's a need there. To have a very specific niche, which is difficult in itself because we don't always talk about money. Money is the subject of money is very taboo. Um, and it's not talk. We don't really talk about money in social work school, or just life. We don't really talk about money, especially in our Black and Brown communities. We don't talk about estate planning. We don't talk about uh, a living will, or like what are your death wishes, like death and money. Uh, for a number of variety of reasons, systemically, the main one is synonymous within our Black and Brown communities, and it's like we have to stop doing GoFundMe pages. Life insurance is not that expensive, especially if you start young, and get. It doesn't matter term life. There's so much noise out there about it. It doesn't really matter. Whatever works for you, but at least get something and have these conversations. Like I recently had a death in the family, and like literally when I did a presentation a few weeks before that, and literally like we need to have conversations like who do you want in your funeral, who you don't want in your funeral, because you don't need any. You're dead, and literally there's like family drama in your in, in your service. So like you don't want that, and kind of, but you need to have these conversations. So just kind of, um, so that's been like a struggle as well, because people are not talking about money. It's kind of hard to find the people to like. I know you need the help, but you need to have these conversations. And I know with the economy too, people are trying to save as much as they can, or any money they do have, they're trying to pay down their debt, or whatever, just buy food, whatever that they need, their personal, needs that they need. So
Yeah.
that's been a bit of a struggle too. But I would say like, like I hired a business coach. Like this is what I'm struggling with. This, and literally that was helpful, and literally other people who are in business or social work entrepreneurs who've been in the game for a while, and kind of taking their courses and kind of like you know see what they're doing, and kind of doing their coursework and try to put it in practice. So I try to do a lot of different things to. Oh, that makes sense. Let me try this, and like I'm open
Yeah.
to try something.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I love that because it's true. While we might have a passion and we know that something is really important, like end of life planning, and it may not be the passion for other people. So they like, I don't really want to pay for that. Right. So
Mm,
it's hard to sell something or to offer your services to somebody who's like, not ready.
mm.
Right? So it's really about finding what that niche is. What area of your business do you enjoy the most, and do you find that people resonate with?
The podcast has been like the most successful thing going. been at it for over 5 years. I'm at 215 episodes in. It's definitely been helpful. I know, obviously, we've connected because of podcasting. And yeah, just using the podcast as a networking tool. I've met other social workers who I never thought I would meet, all throughout the country and even international, Canada, England, a couple of people in Australia. Like, so it's like, it makes it hard on the time difference. So like, I get confused very easily on the time difference. So it's like, but yet, podcasting. I even had a paid sponsor like last year. So just kind of, ask people for money. I know it's hard to do, but like, kind of like, hey, like, I'm willing to go with the budget. I'm just trying to like pay for for Zoom for another year, like, oh, whatever, like we podcasters use to record. Like, we're just trying to pay for the stuff that we use, or we need equipment.
For sure. Yeah. I like that you mentioned the podcast because for me, the podcast has been really instrumental in not necessarily bringing in income, but having conversations with really powerful, important people and getting the word out about topics that are important to me and finding out what do other people care about? What do other people take an interest in? And I love it because it gives me the opportunity to talk to people that I have no business talking to. Like the president of NISW should not really know who I am if I'm just like a normal social worker, but which I am. But it's just funny how the podcast kind of gives you this, I don't know, this weird esteem thing. Like we're just normal people behind a microphone, right? But it has led to opportunities for speaking engagements.
Mhm.
It's led to an audience for the books. It's led to me being able to share about the courses that I create for my audience. So even though podcasting, I will tell you, podcasting is not going to make you a lot of money, but
Mhm.
you can use it as a way to form connections and to connect with your audience that you're trying to help. So if you are kind of thinking, all right, what are some other income streams that I can create? Consider what you're passionate about, what your training is, and where there's a need. What are people going to pay you for? Is it coaching? Is it retreats? Is it a book? Is it a guide? What might it be that can kind of get you going? And then start to talk to people about it. So Bas mentioned a lot about the networking. So on LinkedIn and going to events and not being scared to travel, even going by yourself where it's safe, but to connect with people and to see, hey, what are you seeing in the industry? What do you see as a need for these services right now? And connect with people who are doing the things that you are interested in doing. So if you're interested in writing a book, go connect with other authors. If you're interested in starting a podcast, go talk with podcasters. If you're interested in doing retreats or coaching, go talk to the people who are already doing those things. Even if you're just looking for a job, you just need a job right now, go talk to the people who are doing the types of work, the types of jobs that you are interested in, because they're going to give you a lot of really great insider information, especially if you're looking at going on interviews or even making up your resume. Like, what is it that's important for this particular job?
You touched on something that I want to normalize a little bit more, especially for the MSW students who are graduating or close to graduating, or might be first, second year in their field. Normalize taking that job. Like, get the foot in the door. Like, yes, like, we're talking about the economy earlier, and just, yes, you want to make as much money as you can, and you will, but at the same time, you got. That's why I said earlier, everybody's personal finance is different. Like, if you need that job, like right now, like the second, take that job and just work. 6 months will go by very, very fast, and you can always, like, and then you job hunt from there. Like, just kind of get your foot in the door. Like, I did this, like, and then, like, this, and be honest, this is the reasons why I'm leaving. Like, looking for a better opportunity, and there's always opportunities. There's always going to be more work down the line, if you may need to like move out of the state that you live in, or even within the state, if you live in a big state and going somewhere else to where potentially you might make some more money. But definitely start get your foot in the door. Like I never thought I was going to start in foster care many moons ago, and kind of like and sometimes you got to be frank and use organizations. They use you, you got to use them back. Like I need you so that I can pay my rent for this amount of time, and then but I'm going to look and for a new job until I'm better situated. So like I've done that a couple times. If that may be a short term, you know, taking a pay cut for a little bit. You got to do what you got to do to survive and pay your bills and keep a roof over your head. So you got to do whatever works for you.
Yes, for sure, for sure. Well, thank you, Bas. It was awesome talking with you today. And then the links to all of Bas's products and services and coaching, that's in the show notes. So go ahead and open up the app. And while you're in there in the podcast app, go ahead and share this with somebody who you think might benefit from this information. So with that, thank you so much, Bas. It was great having you.
Yeah, thank you for having me.